Hello, I'm John Lucas from Sit Down Showdown, and welcome to Cut That Promo's Fantasy Booking. All wrestling fans love to come up with their own ideas of how a storyline or a specific situation should have went, and I'm no different. So sit back, relax, and take a ride on the fantasy booking train while I indulge you for the next few minutes. Today I'm going to discuss how I would fantasy book The Undertaker, aka Mark Calloway's retirement. To me, The Undertaker is the greatest character in the history of professional wrestling. A true iconic figure, and even if you're not a fan of wrestling, you know of The Undertaker. So I want to take on the incredible task of booking the last ride of The Undertaker. First, a bit of background information. Since The Undertaker didn't retire after WrestleMania 32, we can probably assume he's going to wrestle at least one more time. Even during the program with Shane McMahon, he even mentioned that WrestleMania 32 wouldn't be his last WrestleMania, and I always want to see The Undertaker wrestle at WrestleMania. He's synonymous with it. It's just something that you expect to see The Undertaker there. He really is the Phantom of WrestleMania, that dark, looming figure this always seems to be there. And his character, with age, is even, to me, it's matured and it's gotten to a phenom level. I know that's one of his names, but it just seems right to me. He always seems that he's going to be there, the last gunslinger, if you will. He's had the greatest streak ever in sports entertainment, not to mention one of the best in history just in general. The fact that he's actually competed in 24 WrestleManias is a testament to the man's dedication, passion, and just love for this business that we all love. As of this recording, The Undertaker hasn't appeared on WWE TV since WrestleMania 32. The final glance looking back at Shane McMahon. I know that pain, son. I took you there. You even pushed me to my own limits. I respect you. John Cena's left WWE again, probably to go film American Great or something else he has down in the works, maybe another movie, who knows. So he'll be off TV for a little while. No word or appearance of The Undertaker since WrestleMania 32. He could possibly show up on either show before the Royal Rumble, which is when I'm expecting him to make his return. Possibly return to Survivor Series, although as of this recording, I don't see any reason for it. John Cena didn't win the match, unfortunately, and he's left WWE again. AJ Styles has proven that he is better than John Cena and that he wrestles circles around John Cena. He's done a lot of great things since he's been here in WWE, and he continues to show night in and night out that he does have the best match. He even made James Ellsworth look great in his World Championship match this past week on SmackDown. At this moment, John Cena's just faced AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose at No Mercy in a triple threat match to try to obtain his 16th World Championship, to try to tie the great Ric Flair's record. John Cena wants to prove to everyone that he deserves to be in the conversation of greatest superstars of all time. And I think with his 16th championship, he really can get into that conversation. And I think now is the time that WWE needs to push that John Cena is this great superstar, that he has been this great superstar this entire time. And the man's been on top in WWE for 10 plus years, and no one I know has done that. No one I've seen has done what he's been able to do, especially with his attendance, his merchandise sales, contributions to just everything in general. Alright, now we're advancing the story to January, and around January 10th, 11th or so, the WWE likes to announce their very first Hall of Fame inductee. And I think if we're going to do this, we're going to do it big. I think it's time for The Undertaker to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. The man's storied career has been going on, just in WWE alone, 26 years. He was previously in WCW. The man's testament and dedication to this business, he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no doubt in my mind about that. AJ Styles has been defeating all challengers, and he's still the face who runs the place. John Cena actually makes his return to SmackDown. He tells AJ how proud he is of him and everything he's accomplished while he's been champion. He tells him how much prestige he's brought back to the championship, how he solidified himself as one of the greats in the business today. And then John Cena is going to say, now I'm asking you to put your championship on the line against me. AJ is going to interject, saying that Cena doesn't deserve another championship opportunity and that he's beaten him on numerous occasions. He wrestles circles around John Cena. Cena then allows the crowd, he does this with the mic, and just allows everyone to just weigh in on the situation, because whenever these two are in the ring together, there's a palpable energy. You can feel it. You can feel the tension in the air. And John Cena says, "You hear them, AJ? The WWE Universe wants this match. They need to see if you can prove yourself against me. No gimmicks, no BS, no more running away. One last time between John Cena and AJ Styles. I need this, AJ. I need to prove it to myself that I can still get it done. That I can still come down to this ring and give these people 110%. I need to show you that I'm the better man and deserve to tie the record of the greatest champion in history. I needed to prove to myself that I belong in that conversation. You've proved to yourself and to me and the WWE Universe that you belong here. And if you beat me, then I'll swallow my pride. I'll say that you're the better man, and you deserve to wear that championship proudly. Then AJ Styles says, 1 year ago I stepped foot in this company and made my debut in the Royal Rumble match. I knew I was phenomenal enough to compete for the most prestigious prize in the industry. Now 1 year later you come chasing after me. As a man I accept your challenge, and I'll see you at the Royal Rumble. Now we're at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and it's 30th anniversary. It's important to note that both The Undertaker and John Cena have wanted that number 30 slot for this match. Rumors going around the WWE is looking to bring in some old legends for this match, including Shawn Michaels, which would be amazing. Well, I don't know if it's going to happen. We can all get our hopes up, but he's been pretty adamant about hanging his boots up and leaving them hung up. The semi-main event for the pay-per-view is John Cena versus AJ Styles for the WWE World Championship. We're in for about a 23-minute match, something that's not going to super overwork the crowd for the Rumble match itself. It's a big back-and-forth match between the two superstars pulling out some new moves, as they always do for their matches. The commentators really put an emphasis on how this is the biggest match of these two men's careers. False finishes include Styles Clash into a phenomenal forearm. I think the finish of the match is going to be AJ Styles going for a phenomenal forearm. John Cena's going to catch him in midair for an attitude adjustment, plant him. 1, 2, 3. John Cena is the 16-time world champion. The crowd's probably going to boo. They might embrace him. Who knows? Cena and AJ have a stare down at the end of the match. AJ's mad. He runs off. Cena holds the championship up high. The champ is here. Now for the Royal Rumble match itself, of course, is the main event. It starts off hot. Y2J for Raw, Ziggler for SmackDown. Kind of a reverse of how when Y2J came back when Dolph Ziggler was saying he doesn't care who enters the match also. Good workers for the match. They're both going to be in this for a very long time. I think Jericho was in for like 30 plus minutes for the last, maybe even 40 plus minutes. The number 3 entrant seems to be a return spot or a big debut spot. AJ made his return at the number 3 slot last year. I think this year we get Samoa Joe. I think it's time for him to come up to the main roster, especially if Shinsuke Nakamura is going to hold the NXT title for a little while, which he probably should. I would like to see him in the Royal Rumble match as well. I don't know if it's going to happen though, but I would love to see that. Maybe even Austin Aries makes his debut here, but I think he should continue to stay in NXT for a little while, build a little bit more of his fan base with the WWE Universe. Hopefully maybe Bobby Roode or Ty Dillinger as well. They both have great entrances. I think Ty Dillinger is very, very underrated. I would love to see him on the main roster and what he can do with some of the talent up here. The entrants come and go. The Rumble's action-packed this year. A lot of classic eliminations. I think Kofi and the New Day get a great spot this year. Finally, we get to number 30. The clock's winding down. The current participants are Rollins, Reigns, Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Kevin Owens, Triple H, and Sami Zayn. All these final sets of pairings can help set up WrestleMania feuds. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn might have their match this year's WrestleMania. If Kevin Owens continues to be the Universal Champion, which I hope he is, we'll see. And those two can really have a knockdown, drag-out fight at WrestleMania. Triple H and Rollins is being kind of teased. I think that will eventually happen this year. They don't need to have a title involved with them. The clock finishes the countdown, and all we hear is gong. Lights go out. The arena erupts. They can't believe that The Undertaker really could be making his return to the Royal Rumble. Gong. Lights, blue smoke. Lights out. Gong. Titantron comes out. The Undertaker's music starts playing. And in all his glory, he comes back out. The crowd erupts. The Undertaker's return to WWE in the Royal Rumble match at number 30. All the participants in the ring, they're mystified. They can't believe that the dead man's really come back to WWE. They're all standing still. They're not even moving. The Undertaker gets his full entrance in with the presence that he creates. If you haven't heard me speak about The Undertaker's entrance when I went to WrestleMania 28, it was probably the most surreal experience I've ever had. I will never be able to do it justice. It is something you absolutely have to experience at least once in your life. It is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I will never forget that moment. The Undertaker makes his entire entrance. He gets down to the ring. He gets in the ring. Brock Lesnar in the center of all the participants stares down at The Undertaker. He's never been scared of The Undertaker. He's ready to compete with him. Everyone's standing still. Everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen. Lesnar gets ready to throw a punch. The Undertaker blocks, punches Brock Lesnar in the face, and everyone just, all chaos just starts going on. Everyone just getting bodies thrown around. Triple H and Seth Rollins will either eliminate each other or one will sneakily behind grab the other one. I think Bray Wyatt eliminates Roman Reigns for a huge pop because we know they will pop, even though I like Roman Reigns as well. I think he's doing a great job, actually. Dean Ambrose eliminates Bray Wyatt, setting up their possible feud for WrestleMania. I think this is a good way for Bray Wyatt to get a big win at WrestleMania that he desperately needs. Ambrose and him, I think, can have a great match. They can have a no disqualification type of match, maybe like a cage match or a no holds barred match. Something like that along their lines that can help really put some emphasis on their characters. With the Ambrose character himself, he's not shy to use weapons and things like that, so I think they could do some really innovative stuff, and it'll be awesome to see at WrestleMania. I think Sami Zayn eliminates Kevin Owens after like the reverse happened last year. It can help set up their feud for next year. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to Lesnar and The Undertaker as the final two participants. They're going to be tired, they're going to be exhausted, the crowd's going to be eating it up. They can't believe that these are the final two participants, and no sneakily someone's hanging out under the ring or anything like that. This is a clean rumble, a great rumble at that. The two are just wailing on each other, really laying their hits in and things like that. A table is going to have been set up outside by Rusev or something like that. Someone who was mad and wanted to put someone through a table when they did sneak under the ring or under the rope, something like that. Brock Lesnar's going to muscle up The Undertaker for an F5. He's going to, with the intent to eliminate The Undertaker, The Undertaker's going to reverse. He's going to grab Lesnar by the throat, and only like Lesnar can, he's going to sell one of the greatest choke slams we've ever seen by choke slamming him out of the ring, over the ropes, through the table, finally sealing their rivalry. The two have had a great rivalry in my opinion, and I think that's the way just to cap it off and just give this Rumble that last thing it needed to just really solidify it as one of the best Rumbles ever. The Undertaker wins the Royal Rumble, and he's going to the main event of WrestleMania. The Undertaker returns the next night on Raw to address his win at the Royal Rumble. He gets in the ring, the lights all down in his Undertaker promo style. And he's going to say, "I've accomplished everything there is to do in wrestling. I have faced all opponents, and every one of them has been put down. I've scaled the highest mountains, rode to hell and back, been buried alive and resurrected. I have stepped into this ring with the greatest of all time. Now there is one last great I must face. There is one last challenge I must overcome. There is only one final nail to seal the coffin of The Undertaker." And this is the big revelation, like the official proclamation. This is The Undertaker's last match, his last ride. And then looks into the camera and he says, "John Cena." And the crowd's gonna go nuts. The fact that John Cena's name actually came out of The Undertaker's mouth. These two haven't interacted for years. Something 2003, 2009, something like that. The last time they actually had a match. The Undertaker keeps going, "I respect what you've done in this business. You've done something that no one will ever be able to do again. You are in a class all your own. But I'm here to say that my final challenge is to face you at WrestleMania for the WWE World Championship. John Cena, your championship reign and my career will rest in peace." The next night on SmackDown, John Cena opens up the show to a thunderous ovation. A more serious tone, but still the presence that Cena creates. He comes down to the ring and he absorbs all that crowd energy. He's ready to deliver one of the promos that only John Cena knows how to deliver. He's going to say something like, Now, you may have heard last night on Monday Night Raw that The Undertaker issued a challenge to me. And I have to say that I'm honored to have one of the most respected men in this industry say he wants to lace up his boots one last time to challenge me. It's an incredible honor, and I'm humbled that he would choose me. The fact of the matter is, The Undertaker and I have a lot in common. We absolutely love this business. We have given our blood, sweat, bodies, and tears for this business. We have faced all comers without fear and carried this company when times have seemed tough. I have the utmost respect for you. Cena then looks in the camera. The Phenom, the Dead Man, the Legend, the Phantom of WrestleMania, and the greatest streak of all time. That man has challenged me to a match, and the WWE Universe knows I never back down from a challenge. John Cena versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 33. If you want some, come get some, cause the champ is here! And Cena holds his championship up high, and then gong! Lights go out. Gong! Smoke rises, the blue lights come down. Gong! Titantron starts playing, the music starts up. The Undertaker has returned to SmackDown. Mauro Ranallo tells how long it's been since we've seen The Undertaker on SmackDown. He slowly walks to the ring, eyes piercing through Cena. He gets into the ring, the lights are still off. Him and Cena are face to face in the middle of the ring. He raises his hands, thunder comes down, the turnbuckle posts explode. Cena stands his ground. The Undertaker then looks up, the WrestleMania sign, doesn't move, just looks. John Cena then turns around, he nods, looks The Undertaker dead in the eye. I accept your challenge. And then we just fade to black. Now the lines between the two shows have officially been blurred. Let's take this akin to Lesnar vs. Orton, where the two couldn't be contained from either show. They kept interfering on the other one's shows, attacking each other. I think this starts to take a little bit of precedence on both of the two shows when they are on. Of course, these two are going to get like main event time and time to talk and do their promos and things like that. Again, The Undertaker was the Royal Rumble winner, and the Royal Rumble winner gets the main event of WrestleMania, as it should be. And this is the last match of The Undertaker. It should go last anyway. From this point on, we'll see week to week. Cena will continue to speak about the match, kind of like he did with his feud with The Rock before WrestleMania 28. Undertaker will come back periodically, but more so Cena's going to be carrying this rivalry as he has the promo skills to do so. He'll start to pull the curtain back on The Undertaker a little bit. Really start to let people know of things about The Undertaker that have never been officially announced by WWE, things he's never said himself, of course. While continuing his feud with AJ Styles. AJ Styles is still on the chase to get his WWE World Championship back. AJ will interject himself at certain times, interrupting Cena. Cena's actually going to start to gain a mean streak from this, and probably one he needs to beat The Undertaker. Alright, now we're at the Fastlane pay-per-view. It's one last match between John Cena and AJ Styles for the WWE World Championship. The two go out and absolutely tear the house down. False finishes, new moves. The presence that these two create is something else, and the universe loves to see it. I love to see these two compete because they really do bring the best out of each other. I think the final nail in the feud between these two men, AJ is going to go for a phenomenal forearm. He's actually going to miss. He's going to crash into the ring. Cena's going to grab him by the leg, lock in a fierce STF, the one he locks with his elbow up here by their neck, really pull him back. After about a minute, AJ struggling, trying to get back to the ropes, trying to break the hold. He's going to end up tapping. After John Cena has his hand raised high as champion, he's swaying and he's exhausted. AJ then turns Cena around after some celebration. He gets in his face one more time. Cena standing up straight looking at AJ. AJ clutching the back of his head and pulls his hands down for a handshake. We know John Cena's face. The two respect each other, they will handshake. The crowd might eat it up, they might boo, they might not like it, but the men respect each other. These two are the best at what they do, and they go out there night after night after night and prove it. They are phenomenal, and they are one of a kind. AJ exits the ring. John Cena takes one more turnbuckle post, holds his championship high. Gong! Lights go out. Everyone mystified. The crowd's going loud. They can't believe it. Oh my gosh, the Undertaker's returned one more time. Where is he? Where is he? The lights come back up. He's in the ring. John Cena turns around after the turnbuckle. After he got off the turnbuckle, Undertaker grabs him and a mighty choke slam to Cena right in the middle of the ring. Undertaker then calls for a tombstone piledriver. He lifts Cena up, delivers a fierce tombstone piledriver to Cena in the middle of the ring. Just looks at Cena as he's standing, and he just walks off. Fastlane's closed. The lights are all down. The Undertaker looking back at John Cena. The following SmackDown, Cena opens up the show, declares himself the face that runs the place once again. He tells everyone that John Cena has something to prove to himself and the WWE Universe. I proved that I deserve to be mentioned among the greats of all time. I proved to myself that I could gain this prestigious gold one more time. I will prove to myself at WrestleMania that I can beat The Undertaker. A once-in-a-lifetime performer who ended an era on the same night as my biggest mistake. Undertaker, at WrestleMania, you will get the best John Cena. Now, the final SmackDown before WrestleMania. From the top of the show to the end of the show, we're going to see videos of The Undertaker's career from his debut to the American Badass to everything The Undertaker. We're going to see so much of his career. It's the last time he's going to be on WWE TV, essentially, before his final match. The end of the show, The Undertaker's going to close this, of course. He comes out in his full entrance, does everything right. Before he can even talk, John Cena interrupts him. He comes down to the ring. People are going to be booing him, of course. He's going to get in The Undertaker's face. He's going to raise his championship up high, right in The Undertaker's face. The Undertaker's going to look at his championship. Cena's then going to lay it down at his feet. And then the two just start wailing on each other. And I mean really, really selling these hits. Backing each other in the corners, getting just dogfighting the whole time. The entire locker room is going to come down and separate the two men. Everyone in the back, stagehands, referees, the medical staff, everyone. Shane and Daniel Bryan are even going to come down and say, hey, just stop it. They can't do this. The feud of epic proportions is reaching its zenith. The combustible elements can't contain it anymore. SmackDown goes off the air. The two separated by all the two other wrestlers and superstars. The Undertaker just pointing at Cena. Okay, it's the day before WrestleMania now. We're at the Hall of Fame ceremony. For me, the final inductees include Goldberg, Big Show, Kane, Victoria, and The Undertaker. We'll probably get a few more in there, but right now I think all those guys need to go in this class, especially if Goldberg's not going to compete one more time. Why not put him in this year? I know he's a headliner, but do you really want to not be in the same class as The Undertaker? You tell me that. And now Mark Calloway, of course, he's the main event. He was the first person announced for the Hall of Fame. This is where we can get the "This is who I am" promo. He never really breaks kayfabe, and that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. And he really gets to tell everyone who he is, his passion, why he's loved this business for so long. Some funny stories along the way, of course, ones that have never been told, some things that he only knows. Maybe talk about the Bone Street Crew or something like that. And, maybe we'll get his favorite match, some of his favorite moments. And to end this, I think he goes out the Ric Flair way. I think he says essentially, I know my last match is going to be tomorrow. And then he calls out Cena, who's going to be in the front row, something like that. Undertaker says, "A wise man once told me, to be the man, you've got to beat the man." The whole crowd's going to go, woo! Because they need to. Ric Flair. He's going to look at Cena. "Tomorrow, John Cena, you are going to face the man." Alright, now we're here at WrestleMania 33, the place of The Undertaker's final match. Two are going to go on last, of course. I think the card's balanced in a way that the crowd doesn't get too tired by the end of this match, even though they'll probably still have a lot of energy left for this match, as they should. John Cena enters first with his own super entrance, talking about his legacy, his championship wins, how he's now in the greatest of all time, along with the Bruno Sammartinos, the Bob Backlunds, Hulk Hogan's, Ric Flairs, if they want to mention Hulk Hogan, we'll see. Cena's down in the ring and he's just soaking in the crowd. They're getting the entrance ready for the Undertaker's entrance. Just Cena just absorbing everything, knowing that this is probably going to be the biggest match that he can have in the best possible way. The Undertaker gets a special entrance, of course. His final walk to the ring. I'm going to go and straight steal this from Adam Blampied. Every superstar in the back lines the walkway with Druid uniforms and torches. That is a great visual. Full credit to you, my man. He comes down. He walks slow with purpose. His presence is unmatched. Everyone admiring and in awe of The Undertaker. His final walk to the ring. For up to me, JR and Mauro Ranallo are the two that are going to call this match. Will that happen? Who knows? But we'll see. This is a championship match. Again, if I had my way, Howard Finkel is the announcer for this match. The Undertaker's in the ring with John Cena, just facing each other. The Undertaker's a little taller. John Cena's looking up at The Undertaker. The Undertaker's looking down at John Cena. They announced both of their names for the championship match. Kyoto backs them both up. Cena does that little hanging thing on the ropes. He says, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" Undertaker just ready, go. The two just start attacking each other. It's the end of the night after 4 hours, 5 hours, however long the pay-per-view's gone at this point. We need to keep this hot. We need to make sure this act is action-packed. You can slow down a little bit after it kind of wails up a little at first. The crowd really settles into the match, really starts. They're already invested in this match at this point. The match is paced well. I think we get some headlocks, some groundwork. Towards the end of the match, towards the middle of the match, Cena's going to attempt his 5 moves of doom. He's going to miss on the first 2 attempts. Cena's going to go for a 5-knuckle shuffle one last time. He's going to look down at The Undertaker. "You can't see me." The Undertaker's going to do the Dead Man Rising. The crowd will erupt. I don't think we've ever seen that before. He's going to look at Cena like, "Are you crazy? What are you doing taunting in my face?" The Undertaker he gets his comeback in. Big boot, leg drop, all that. And then Cena kicks out at 2. The Undertaker then leans back, gets ready for a choke slam. He's going to choke slam Cena, lands clean. Goes for the pin, Cena kicks out at 2. The Undertaker's flustered that Cena kicks out. He goes, he pulls Cena up, goes up to the top rope, goes up for an old school. Cena reverses this into an attitude adjustment. Undertaker kicks out at 2. Cena then gets up to his feet, tries to carry the Undertaker over to the corner, tries to get him up for a super attitude adjustment. The Undertaker reverses, throws Cena into the corner, rapid punches. Undertaker throwing soup bowls. And Cena reverses. He throws Undertaker back into the corner. And he gets up for 10 mounted punches. Of course, what happens on 10 mounted punches? On 9, the Undertaker clutches Cena and really walks him out to the middle of the ring, plants him with an emphatic last ride. He goes for a pin. Cena kicks out at 2. The Undertaker's upset and getting angry that Cena continues to kick out. He then calls for a tombstone pile driver, which is reversed into an attitude adjustment. Cena then covers Taker. Taker kicks out at 2. Cena's amazed that the Undertaker's still able to kick out, and he's attempted to pick the Undertaker up for one more attitude adjustment. Undertaker locks him into a Hell's Gate. He's locked in tight. Cena can't escape. He's trying to figure what the hell he needs to do to try to get out of this. He's looking around, he's struggling, trying to get to the ropes. He can't make it to the ropes, can't get his feet on the ropes, nothing like that. The camera then focuses in on Cena's face. Cena, you can see it in his eyes. He's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? He realizes what he needs to do. He turns into Super Cena. He muscles the Undertaker up. He picks him up, he throws him over his shoulders, and he plants him with an emphatic attitude adjustment. Cena then exhausted, then goes for the cover. 1, 2, Undertaker kicks out. Cena's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. He kicked out of another attitude adjustment. The crowd is welling up. They're cheering their heads off. They're happy the Undertaker's still in this. They're cheering so hard for the Undertaker. They want him to win so badly. Cena then drags the Undertaker back up one more time, picks him up for an attitude adjustment, plants him. He's not done here. He turns the Undertaker over, grabs his leg, locks him in for a stiff STF. The same move that beat Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Batista all at WrestleMania and just beat AJ Styles to retain his 16th World Championship. The Undertaker, in excruciating pain, Cena yelling, tap, tap, tap. The Undertaker, of course, is not going to tap. He's trying to crawl his way to the ropes. He can't do it. He's too tired. He's too exhausted. He doesn't have the strength to continue to go on. The referee then checks his Undertaker's arm as he looks like he's passed out. He does the arm raise. You get 1. Everyone starts to go, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what's happening? Picks him up. We got 2. He picks him up one last time. And of course he doesn't let it go. The Undertaker has found the strength to keep going. He's looking at Cena with his eyes, and he's like, Cena, what are you doing? Get off me, get off me. He then muscles Cena over, turns him over, puts Cena into a pinning predicament. Cena's forced to break the hold. John Cena can't believe that The Undertaker was able to break this STF. One of the most fierce he's ever locked in on any of his opponents. You can see it in his face. He can't believe that The Undertaker is still going. Cena realizes that The Undertaker would rather die than lose here at WrestleMania on his last match. The camera then focuses in on Cena's eyes. He discovers what he needs to do. The Undertaker's crawling up into his corner, pulling himself back up with all the strength he has. Come on, come on. Cena then calls for a tombstone piledriver. The Undertaker comes out of the corner, gets ready to punch Cena. Cena ducks it. He lifts him up for a tombstone. He pulls Taker out to the middle of the ring. He looks, and he plants him. Tombstone piledriver to the Undertaker. Cena looks down. He's ashamed of what he's just done. He realizes that this might be it for the Undertaker. He's getting ready to put him away. Puts the arms over his chest. 1, 2. The Undertaker kicks out with a dead man rising. Angry and seething. Looking at Cena. What in the hell are you doing? You trying to beat me with my own move? Cena then looks scared, like we've never seen this true phenom come out of the Undertaker. Cena then goes for a punch. Undertaker ducks it. He lifts Cena up for a tombstone piledriver. Gets over to the hard camera. Looks in the camera. He says goodbye. Leaping tombstone piledriver. Lays Cena down. The Undertaker then looks around. He gets one last look at everything that he's worked for, everything that he's ever accomplished, and these fans are here to celebrate this. Then goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. The Undertaker wins his final match. He then collapses. He falls over. He doesn't have the energy to continue to stand. Howard Finkel gets on the stick, and the new WWE World Champion, The Undertaker. Sorry. The Undertaker doesn't even have the strength to get up to celebrate this one more time. Kyoto lifts his arm up one last time. He hands him his championship, lays it across his chest. His Undertaker sitting there looking, just absorbing everything with his eyes closed, letting the crowd really just embrace him. The Undertaker musters up the strength to get to one knee. He's looking at his championship. He does one last dead man pose. A lights out and everything. Fireworks going off. He then stands up. He looks at Cena, who's dead, hasn't moved. He picks John Cena up. They're kind of leaning in against the ropes, trying to hold each other up. They're both out of strength. They're exhausted. The two men, they exchange some words. Nothing that the camera's going to pick up or anything like that. They respect each other. To handshake, possible hug. And Cena essentially says thank you for everything that you've done. He then leaves the ring. Let everything just wash over the Undertaker. Let all the fans embrace him. Crowds going in erupting. Undertaker. Just pouring him with admiration and everything. Just thank you, Taker. Thank you, Taker, so hard, because we got a match that probably should have happened 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago. It's a true dream match, and something that should have happened at WrestleMania a long time ago, if you ask me. And I'm just happy that we got it. The final scene of WrestleMania is the Undertaker just confetti coming down and everything. The Undertaker just looking at his championship as he goes up to the top of the ramp, one last, and then he walks off. WrestleMania comes to a close and we fade to black. The next night on Raw, set as the Undertaker's retirement. It's going to close the show, of course. It's as extravagant as Ric Flair's, Shawn Michaels is. This is 26, 27 at this point years of people in the business. And I mean, everyone breaks kayfabe for this one. This is one true time I think it might be acceptable. Ted DiBiase is going to come back. Brother Love might come back. I think Brock Lesnar even comes down and gives Undertaker a hug because the two are great friends. Maybe even Rocky comes back. Austin comes back. Shawn Michaels, of course, is going to come back. Triple H is going to be there. Just everyone from Taker's storied rivalries with everyone he's ever had over his past. I think even Kane comes down. Classic mask and everything. And then when he gets in the ring, he pulls the mask off and the two hug. Because they can, hug it out. And the last person to come out is John Cena. He then gets in the ring and everyone kind of eases back. They respect these two men. Again, they exchange some words. Handshake. Cena lifts the Undertaker's arm. Points. Everyone leaves the ring. The lights come down. The Undertaker's getting ready to cut his final promo. Everything I've accomplished culminates in this final moment. He then looks around a little bit. One last look at the crowd, surveys. Thank you. Everyone's cheering. Ecstatic, loud. Maybe even please don't go chants. One final grand applause from Mark Calloway. Then lays the championship down at his feet in the middle of the ring. My career may finally rest in peace. We get one final worship pose. The fireworks go off in the background up at the ramp, up at the stage. And as we're getting ready to fade to black, we see the Undertaker kneeling, looking at the WWE Championship. And that's how I book it. Let me know in the comments below if you like or disagree. If you have another idea for fantasy booking, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at JMLucas18. And I cut that promo and I'll sit down showdown. Please subscribe to us at youtube.com/sitdownshowdown. I am part of the generation that grew up in the Attitude Era. I won't throw the book at you. Until next time.